Hey, this is Meleika of Evanston Live TV, and I had the opportunity of interviewing Pat Hughes of Inclusion Solutions. And let me tell you, if you attend events here in Evanston, there's certain people that'll walk into the room and people will be like, oh, that's so-and-so. Pat Hughes is one of those people, and I used to wonder, well, who is Pat Hughes and what does he do and why does everybody start talking, that's Pat Hughes? Well, I found out what this man actually does. He's a man with heart, vision, and compassion. And when you find out more about Inclusion Solutions, you're going to know why people say, that's Pat Hughes when he walks into a room. Matter of fact, one of his clients right here is Jennifer's Edibles. And I'm sitting here right now in her restaurant. And I want you guys to learn more about what this man does. Check this out.
What happened for me, I'll just tell you what happened for me, is I met somebody who drove her wheelchair with her mouth and she was nonverbal. And Sandra couldn't get into Jennifer's Edibles times many other businesses in our town. Mm-hmm. And her question of just being able to go get a jerk chicken at Jennifer's or going to the Lucky Platter or Dave's Rock Shop or wherever it was 25, 30 years ago, it was a simple request. So I got excited about providing and coming up with solutions because I heard a lot of excuses about why a business and why businesses couldn't make their places more welcoming and accessible. And I know that most of the time that's built out of fear. Most people are just uncomfortable or they don't own their building, and you start to see and hear these excuses as to why I can't make my place accessible. And I wanted to take out the excuse of cost. One of the excuses is always, I can't afford it. I don't own the building and I don't have any money. And it's like, okay. Because I think what happens for a lot of people is they see disability and they're uncomfortable. A lot of times, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of times people just kind of shy away from that conversation and kind of kick the can down the road for somebody else to manage it. And I started this company with the idea that what if we could provide practical, simple tools to make places more welcoming and accessible. Now what happens is if somebody needs assistance, they go, first of all, the bell lets you know that there's a solution available, so they ring the bell. In this case, they bring out a portable ramp. And voila, then they can get in. Unless it happens to you, unless you understand that specific situation. So one of our inventions is to make drive-thrus accessible for people who are deaf and hard of hearing. There's 50 million people in the US that struggle with a drive-thru at McDonald's, right? What is it going to take for us to shift that thought process at a company like McDonald's? That's what we think about here, is how do we engage a company? So Friday I've got a meeting with BP to talk to them about their gas station and their refueling policy and how 15 million drivers with disabilities in the US struggle getting gas in their car. And so those are difficult conversations for large systems like BP and McDonald's to think about, but that's what we're working on with them, is trying to get them to see